My wish was to visit Hawaii and see the ocean.
Our son Dylan, he was a normal 10-year-old boy, played basketball, played video games, hung out with his friends. We were actually out of town one weekend in Chicago, hanging out as a family, just kind of taking it easy. And while we were up there, we noticed that Dylan wasn't responding normally as far as how he was eating, and just some of the things that he normally did, he wasn't doing. So we rushed back from Chicago, took him into the emergency room, and when we got him to the emergency room, they did all the tests that they needed to do. And when they did those tests, they discovered that he was losing blood somewhere. So that night, they put him in an ambulance, and they rushed him up to the University of Iowa Hospital. So they started to do additional tests on him to find out exactly what was going on. A couple days after that, they called us and said that they had found where he was bleeding. So we needed to get him up and get him in for some surgery. About halfway through the surgery, they called us back in the room and told us that he had lymphoma. After he was diagnosed, because of the type of tumor that he had, they started him on chemo immediately.
I had just finished up treatment for breast cancer that year myself. Watching your child go through it just makes it even worse, you know? You just kind of know the road that he's about to go down. He did say, though, he knew he could talk to me because I knew how he felt. We pretty well lived in the hospital for about 6 months. His chemo regimen was 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. You know, you do what you have to do, and you know, just take it day by day, sometimes minute by minute. A lot of the time he would work all day and get off work and pick our daughter up.
Elizabeth was 6 years old, so it was hard for her, you know, it was confusing and a lot of running back and forth. We were very fortunate to have family and friends that helped, and whatever we needed, they were always there for us. About 5 rounds in, what happened was the tumor had made its way into the inside of his intestine. At that point, they made the decision that they were going to need to do surgery to remove the tumor. So they went in, removed the tumor, and he went through another couple rounds of chemo after that. And a couple months later, he was diagnosed as being cancer-free.
For Dylan's wish, he picked Hawaii. The 4 of us, we got on the plane March 2nd and headed off to Hawaii. Dylan just snorkeling, that's what he did the entire week. We bought a snorkel set for everybody, and there's a picture of him under the water, and he's just a grin from ear to ear. And that is what he wanted to do all week, and that's what he did all week. He was there just to enjoy being a kid, a healthy kid.
It was time for us to regroup and get things back to normal. You know, Make-A-Wish was able to bring us all together for that week, and we were able to spend the time together, and it's a phenomenal organization. They do a lot more for people than I think they know what they're doing. I know Dylan will never forget it. Elizabeth will never forget it. Make-A-Wish is a phenomenal organization for everything they do for the families and bringing everybody together, and we just want to say thank you so much for everything that you've done for us.